Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually shows you full games of all the tips and schemes he breaks down on his channel. I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly against online ranked opponents. Alright guys, so I'm actually going to come out and show you a new defense I'm going to start running in my Arizona scheme. I ran into an opponent that actually ran this defense primarily, almost the entire game against me, and I just struggled against it. I had a hard time stopping it, but I actually discovered how to run this defense against someone that basically I can go ahead and run this defense with a blitz behind it that I can quickly go ahead and jump into and make massive adjustments with. Now, so the defense that my opponent was running against me was the one at the very top, which was cover 3 show 2, cover 3 show 2. And if you see the deep purple safety, the strong safety on the right hand side, the deep purple, he was using that one. And actually the right of screen linebacker that actually is on a blitzing, he would manually put that player into a purple itself to take away my reads. So it was basically flood coverage, and it was very difficult to go ahead and make any kind of plays because of the way the A gap linebackers fall back into the seams to take away seam throws. It was really hard to go ahead and throw it. So he ran this defense the entire time against me in draft champions, and I just struggled against it. So I figured I want to go ahead and try to implement that, maybe use it as a base defense. There are obviously holes in cover 3, but based on the type of opponents you run into, you actually can have a very effectiveness. Now, actually, when I'm going to be using is a variation of this particular defense. I'm going to be using the Will 3 Buzz. The Will 3 Buzz. And the reason I'm going to use Will 3 Buzz is because it actually has fast nano blitzes built into it, where I can get double edge pressure. It does have, once again, holes in the coverage, but I'll make some very fast adjustments to do that. So let's go ahead and show you the base defense and how fast it is to go ahead and set it up, and then I'm actually going to show you how to go ahead and establish blitzes off the left side and off the right side, and occasionally you'll get a double A gap or double edge pressure to sack your opponent. And I'm doing this against the CPU, so going against CPU means that the computer is going to make those adjustments very quick. So with the Will 3 Buzz, basically I'm going to do the following adjustments. I'm going to use the yellow safety, which is a strong safety, and put them in right above the center. I'm going to go ahead and take my linebackers and globally put them into yellow zones. I'm going to take my my right stick and actually flip. I'm actually going to go ahead and hit my right bumper or R1 button and actually go ahead and flip up on the stick. That's going to put all my guys into yellow zones. Now it's only going to have 2 defenders actually falling into rush, so I need to put a third defender. So I'm going to go ahead and rush my left screen or left linebacker by global blitzing him by hitting the R1 or the right bumper and then flipping the right stick to the right. So let's go ahead against random shotgun passes. This is just going to be a play that we're going to jump into, and essentially this is what it's going to look like. And you can see that was 2 quick adjustments, and now I've got blanket coverage all over the field, and you can see how the quarterback takes a long time to do that. So this is the coverage that I actually had a hard time with, and my user really doesn't have any kind of responsibility to cover the field, so I can essentially try to pick up on my tendencies of my opponent. So this is basically the base defense that I'm going to go ahead and use against my opponent. There are holes in it. If you do cloud coverage, which is shading down and shading up, actually you'll get cloud flats like that, and actually take away any kind of C routes against your opponent. And then you got guys up in the seams that you can take away, but you can see right there I made a good play with it. So instant replay, really what it is my user is going to be a wild card. I can pretty much go wherever I want to go, just take away someone's deep reads. But these seams get taken away by these linebackers, and the linebackers actually fall into the seams, and I've got cloud flat coverage to take away any kind of C routes that are going to fall into cloud flats. Obviously you want to have your most athletic linebacker on this side because he's got cloud flat coverage, so you want to have a burner on this side so he could fall back into coverage fast enough for you. But this is a good defense to run cover 3 coverage. You can get beat deep, so you got to be very conscious of it. But this establishes the coverage that he's going to beat. It's going to break him down a little bit, so he's going to used to seeing coverage, and now you can hit him with the pressure. Now with the pressure, it's real simple. All you have to do is just take your line out, and then you're going to get pressure off the edge. So you're going to take your defensive line, shift them out, and you're going to global blitz your right of screen linebacker right there, and then you're going to go ahead and hover over the safety, and what's going to happen is you're going to get a free blitzer off the edge. So the problem with that is obviously the flat is going to be exposed. So you want to go ahead and make an adjustment with that. With the flat being exposed, you can see right there the flat was exposed. So what I like to do is I like to take my corner over there and put him in a flat coverage, because then what's going to happen is he's going to go ahead and take away any kind of short routes in the flat. So let's go ahead and make that adjustment on this next play. So now I got a hard flat out there, and as you can see, the pressure comes off the opposite side. So you can see I'm actually setting this stuff up. My seam responsibility is going to be essentially where I'm going to be looking to go ahead and take the ball away. But this is going to be a very fast blitz. And what's going to happen is if your opponent is used to actually going ahead and try to defend against or actually just waiting for his players to develop, having a fast blitz like this where you're going to get double edge pressure is going to be very, very annoying to him. So right there, going to fall back into the center, preoccupy the center, get the fast pressure, and right there my defensive back actually takes a fast read. Once again, and there's the pressure right there. So as you can see right here, he's sending basically everybody out, and that's just that the pressure comes in so fast when you're sending 6 like this, and the defensive tackles can't take care of the edge for you. So basically you're going to go ahead and get those mismatches. Now if you get into, so I didn't actually get my guy set. So if I get my guy set over the center, essentially what's going to happen is I'll get double edge pressure because the center has to compensate me as a player, and then essentially the other linemen have to take care of. So you can get double edge pressure right there if you can get that guy in there. But I'm going against the CPU, and the CPU is going to go ahead and quick hike you, and I'm going against manual or actual random plays. So I got the blitz set up right there. Now the only problem with this blitz is that you're going to give up the seam like that. So it is critical that you make sure that you understand the areas that you're going to have to go ahead and defend, essentially where are going to be the. Now what's good about this play is you can actually blitz your opponent off the right side with a corner against your opponent too. So I'm going to go ahead and blitz my edge pressure off the edge right there. As you can see, that got in. So I got the edge pressure with the defensive back on the back side. So I can do essentially the same blitz, but this time I've got the corner coming off the back side. So same blitz, but now I've got the corner. So once again, I spread out my defensive line, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and blitz this corner right here. And as you can see, it's basically double edge pressure right here, just free clearing blitz right there against my opponent, and he just has to get rid of the ball. Most players are just going to get outright sacked in that type of situation. So if they're expecting the blitz from coming from this side, and then you go ahead and decide to go ahead and blitz them off to the other side, that's what's great about this particular defense. It's just you've got a good way to go ahead and attack your opponent. So you've got fag defense, which is really, really difficult to do, especially if you do cloud flats, cover 3 defense, and then essentially what you can do is you can hit them with pressure off the right and pressure off the left. It's going to leave holes, but it's kind of a high risk, high reward. And then finally you can jump in one of the oldest blitzes in the game to really catch your opponent guessing, because he's not going to know what's going to happen. We're just going to jump into the mid blitz. And then you can jump into the mid blitz. One of the things you can do is you hold your left bumper, that'll take you out, and you can see right there I was able to go ahead and get just a double A gap pressure against him if he throws multiple people out there. So that's what's great about this particular blitz. It's such a hot blitz. It's going to force your opponent to make some plays, and it's just another way to change things up if he's using a lot of vertical type routes against you. So this is just essentially a defense I'm going to be jumping into. against the game. I'm going to be going in and using these type of concepts against my opponent to go ahead and just catch him off guard. And try to make some plays. So this is going to be the it's going to be base defense, which is going to be the wheel 3 buzz, because you got pressure off the right, you can get pressure off the left, and then you can fag your opponent up with just fag coverage, and then you can jump into one of the easiest blitzes in the game, which essentially is the mid blitz. So guys, I hope you like this. If you like these type of breakdowns, go ahead and hit the like button. Just let me know, and if you run particular plays out of the nickel 245 double A gap, let us know. So once I get to my subscribers, I appreciate the support. Until next time.